Let's go then, Glenny.
Mate, taxi's arrived. You might need to pop me, mate.
Try that. Try that. Try that. How does this work?
Mate, he's bust the car already. Brand new electric car.
How did that work?
That'll be...
What button here? That's Windows.
That's Windows.
What button here says doors?
The unlock.
Oh,
I reckon, yeah. This is a nice car.
I know, it's a bit too nice.
Too nice,
It's
isn't
too, and there's too many
It's
buttons.
it's too nice.
There's too many buttons and things. Right, well, Glenn, let's get going then. All right, we're on our way to Cardiff. We're taking this lovely car out, and we're all doing it because you're doing something a little bit mental. So our big day out is less than 50 days away, and you have to run, what is it, 46 miles?
Yep, 46 miles.
From Ashton Gate to the Principality. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're doing that, why you're doing that, and the whole reason we're on this route today?
Yeah, well, mate, when you put it like that, it does sound a bit mental, doesn't it, running 46 miles. But yeah, opportunity to raise some money for a charity that's pretty close to the heart. It wasn't actually my idea to run it, so I am actually blaming Taints and Gav Marshall, because they were the ones that actually said, big day out, we want to do something for the charity, Glenn, that's going to raise a lot of awareness. Obviously going to be a lot of fans there. So why don't you deliver the match day ball? And I said, brilliant. I said, yeah, I'm keen to do that. Not knowing actually how far it was until then. I was like, afterwards I had a look and was like, it's 46 miles. So we planned, like, I had planned the route, and yeah, like done a few recce's. Did my last recce last weekend, so I know the route now. We had to go over the old bridge, which is a bit of a pain because that added on 8 miles because you can't run over the new bridge. So you know, 8 miles less would have been still quite tough, but it might have been a little bit easier for me.
So I wanted to actually, you know when you say you have to deliver the match ball?
Yeah.
Does that mean you have to run the whole thing with the ball on your back? Or does someone pass it to you through the door?
Hopefully pass me through the door. No, I think we'll carry it with us, but not blown up and not in our hand. Right? Hopefully it'll be flat and we can stick it in the backpack and then we can blow it up when we get there.
Because I was thinking, I was like, I wouldn't fancy having that under my arm as well.
No, definitely. My running techers ain't the best either, so like having to carry a rugby ball as well for 46 miles might be quite challenging.
Yes. Oh. If you so again, you said the reason you're doing this is to raise money for your foundation. Obviously, that's something that you said is very close to your heart. Obviously, the Amber Foundation in aid of your daughter. Would you like to just, like, for anyone that doesn't really know about it, just a little bit of information of why you started the foundation and sort of why this charity and foundation is so close to your heart?
Yeah, no, of course, mate. Yeah, I think obviously we lost our little girl, our youngest, Amber, about 18 months ago now, summer 23, to Sudden Unexplained Death. So, like, we didn't complete that out of the blue, nothing was wrong with her or anything, kind of just went to bed one night, and then following morning she'd passed away during the night. And I don't think, like, when an event like that happens to you, and a big traumatic event like that, no one can ever prepare you for anything like that, and nor should they ever. But when something like that happens afterwards, you then, like, start to question a lot of stuff, and then, like, I think, like, the why and the purpose of what you do a little bit, and it was actually my wife's idea that she was like, I really want to set up a charity to help people that are having to go through what we were going through. And essentially that's where the idea came from. And I think, like, during that period when we first lost her, it's like the amount of support that came through from the club was fantastic. Like, they were great. Her work, then various communities around, and actually when you get in that world, you actually see that there's quite a few children have passed away from that, but you don't really know about it until like it actually happens to you, and then people come out and provide this incredible support for you. And we were like, and this was all provided to us for free as well, like, and we were like, at the expenses of different charities and different counsellors, etc. And we were like, right, we want to make a difference, we want to be able to help people as well for that, and essentially that's really where the charity came from. And that is the main reason why we're running this run, is to raise essential funds really for the foundation that they can be used in a positive way.
It's actually fantastic what you're doing, like to go from obviously such a tragic incident and actually try and give a little bit back. Obviously you've experienced it firsthand, and also the impact that these charities and people within these the communities, the impact they have, and how you can benefit from it. Well, but not benefit, but how it can support you, and being able to give back to that is like exceptional. And I like, again, everyone at the club like admires what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, like it is hard work, but like I feel like when you've got a big why like I have, and you've got that, like you fall back on that, don't you, when it gets tough, and you go back to the reason you're doing it, and that kind of gives you that extra little bit, I guess, of motivation to keep going when it does get hard.
Yeah, I completely get that. Like there's something driving you there, and by the sounds of it as well, you've got a very supportive network, especially your partner, who's keeps signing you up for these things, but as long as she's there for the long haul when it comes.
Well, it's amazing really, because like she's starting to get back into running herself, because she'd had a pretty big hip operation, so she set herself, she wants to actually get to a marathon, which she's never done, probably next summer. But like the amount of, I have to give her credit as well for the amount of time it spent like setting up the charity. Like there's a lot of like paperwork, there's a lot of sort of, I guess, legislation, regulations, etc. when you're setting one up, because obviously people can profiteer from doing it, etc. So she spent an unbelievable amount of time putting all that together and setting it up. So like without her doing that, like she might not be doing as many of the physical challenges at the minute, but it's incredible the amount of time and effort she's putting into that. It's like it'd be the same amount of time and effort that I'm having to put into the training. So, and you draw on, like, again, like we set it up because we really set it up for like 4 reasons really. Like we wanted to honour Amber's life, even though it was only a couple of years. I just remember speaking at the funeral afterwards, like that was probably like you think like, oh, you're doing an Ironman and you're doing this 46-mile ultra, but actually that nothing compares to actually having to speak at Amber's funeral. That was the hardest thing that I've ever done, and I think I will ever do. And I remember finishing that by saying, we wanted to try and honour her name, and I think by setting up this charity, we're doing that. I also feel like we wanted to set it up for SUDS, which is Sudden Unexplained Death in Childhood, which is what Amber's death went down as, but it is unexplained, and you have a lot of questions around that. And 1 in 4 deaths, childhood deaths in the UK, is down to sudden unexplained death. And that, trying to get your head around that's quite tough. So we wanted to again set the charity up and do all the fundraising, so we can then give money to essential medical research that then can hope take that on and try and find actually more explanations around sudden unexplained death. Because when you're a parent, it's really hard to get your head around that, how it can be unexplained. We all think there's got to be a cause, there has to be a cause. And then the other reason around setting it up was like for bereaved families, like what we had to go through. No one should have to go through that, but it happens, and we were like, we want to be able to provide funds for counselling for people that have gone through that, not just parents but also siblings. So Amber had her elder sister Scarlett, who was very aware at the time. She was 8, so she knew what was going on. And like you want to, first thing as a parent is you want to make sure your child's okay, your older child's okay, and like we had incredible support. There's a charity in Portishead called Be More Ben that helped us out massively, and we want to use some of that fundraising to give back to them so they can help other people as well. And I think when you think about all that, those reasons why, that kind of makes you want to put yourself through it and do it, because you know that you can hopefully make a difference to people.
All right, so Glenn, we've just gone across the bridge. So you would have been what? How many miles in now, do you reckon?
I reckon about 15 miles in, I think, from doing the recce's over the last sort of month.
So how do you reckon you're going to be feeling now? You're 15 miles in. You've got, what, another 31 to go?
Hopefully I'm in the rhythm, mate, and energy levels are okay, and yeah, hopefully, like, not had any issues, no complications. We're just steadily easing, but no doubt at 15 miles we'll be feeling it a little bit. But all the training we've been doing, should be confident that we can get through that. And I've got a planned stop, 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles. So I'll be like, I'm just halfway through the second leg, just ticking those points off. I'll be thinking to myself, if I can get to that 20-mile point, then I can get myself a nice Coca-Cola, get some sugar in.
All right, well, I'm going to say it again. What you're doing is absolutely incredible and inspiring. I'm sure people are going to get behind you and support in any way and donate and help wherever they can. But look, all I'm going to say is good luck for the big day out, and yeah, all the best.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.